Hello everyone, my name is Oops I Dev'd, and today I'm going to give you 5 tips to get started with game development. Let's get into it. Okay, so in the beginning, when you learn something, everything is always fun and exciting. This is no shocker because during this time you're usually following a lot of tutorials, whether it be watching videos, taking courses, or reading a book. This sort of guided learning is necessary in the beginning as it gives you the stepping stones into a journey that will never end. Let me be honest with you. If you are learning anything game dev or software related, know now that the learning will never stop. You will always have to be willing to learn, relearn, research, and most importantly, overcome challenges. If you're not willing to do this, then you will struggle even more. Okay, this is not me trying to demotivate you. After all, I want to help. So today, I'm going to give you a guide to get you started on your game development learning journey. Are you ready? So number 1, tutorials. If this is your first time ever doing game development, whether it be in Godot or not, do as many tutorials as possible. You might find tutorials that you absolutely hate, and that's okay. Find another video, another book, any sort of material that you can relate to or that suits to your learning style. As long as you are doing these tutorials with the mindset of learning and not just following along. If you do this, you'll be setting yourself up for a journey of success. What I like to do is, instead of following an entire course, I consume individual articles or videos that focus on singular topics. This stops me from getting bored or lost in tutorial hell. I'll have some links to some cool tutorials for different game engines such as Godot, Unity, and Unreal Engine in the description box below if you want to have a look at that. Number 2, practicing simple mechanics makes perfect. Once you're done doing introductory tutorials, you might feel lost. You might feel that you're stuck in a sort of a gray zone where you know more than a complete beginner, but you cannot make a complete game on your own yet. This is where you need to go and challenge yourself to build simple mechanics on your own. For instance, create a project in your engine or platform of choice and create a simple mechanic where your player needs to switch a light on or off. Or create a character and get them to run from one side of the map to the other. Simple concepts here are key. Do not aim for an entire game or an entire, say, inventory system yet. If you've reached a stage and you are like, wait, I can't do this on my own, try it first because you'd be amazed at how smart you actually are if you fully give it your all. And then, if you don't succeed, do a few more tutorials on these mechanics that you want to build to refresh your mind on how to do it. Don't go do a whole tutorial on how to learn Godot again. Just focus on a tutorial that'll teach you how to implement the flashlight system that you just wanted to make. This will help you get out of the gray zone because you no longer require tutorials to help you, and you can add these mechanics on your own without feeling like you're a failure because you're not creating things that are too complex yet. Remember, there is no shame in asking for help, nor is there at looking or referring back to learning materials that help guide you through your game dev journey. This is not supposed to be a linear journey. Number 3.
Please have a dream, my lord. Oh, okay, number 3!
Simple concepts completes the puzzle. If you've now tried to implement simple mechanics and were able to do it on your own, now is your chance to improve these mechanics and experiment with other ways to implement it. You can also challenge yourself to try out more advanced concepts, meaning try to implement things that scare or intimidate you. Now is the time to try and implement a simple slot-based inventory system, or a quest system, or a dialogue system. If you struggle with it, try something else and come back to it later. 4. Try making a basic game. Now that you have the knowledge and confidence to implement mechanics on your own, try making a game. Make a clone of your favorite simple game, like Mario or Pac-Man or Donkey Kong. Or do something basic, like a Flappy Bird clone. Do something that's easy, simple. You're not planning on publishing it yet, but it will take you through that whole process of creating a game from start to finish. Make a game that you know you can make, and one that that you'll enjoy making. Really challenge yourself to the level of your abilities here. Make sure you plan this game out carefully. Write down what it needs to do, the mechanics involved, and the general concept of this. I usually do this with a list of steps that I need to take care of, but you can do this in the form of notes or doodles or diagrams. Any way that you can plan out your game from start to finish in a coherent and sensible manner. Don't go implement an attack feature if you don't have a character yet. Number 5, focus on one thing at a time. As a game developer, more often than not, you'll find yourself having to fulfill multiple roles, especially if you're an indie dev. You're eventually going to reach a stage where you'll need to learn other skills apart from development, whether it be music composition, art, asset design, character creation, etc. You'll eventually have to learn all these skills. But if you're learning and you just want to make a few games to learn, make use of assets and resources that are available to you. I mean, actually go and use the free assets provided by itch.io or your engine's marketplace and use them in your game as placeholders, because these won't be your finished game. If you're learning, use placeholder assets, but if you're actually making your final game, don't use the assets because you'll generally get pooped on for that, or some people they get really finicky if you use marketplace assets in a final game. But if you're learning, it's fine. Make use of it because it'll save you time and headaches while you're still learning. You'll get lost if you focus on too many things at once. So make sure you spend your time where it matters, learning how to make games before you learn how to make games look and sound good. Once you know how to make your game, then go and learn the other aspects of game dev. So first start with the game mechanics, and then spend your time on making art and music and assets. Okay. With the 5 points out of the way, I hope you now have a general idea at a starting point for your game dev journey. As an added bonus to this video, I'm going to give you a game project that you can do once you're ready to make an entire game. So step 4. For step 4, I'm going to challenge you to create a simple Mario clone in Godot 4 or any engine that you want. I've already outlined the general step that you will need to take to create this game, as well as provided links to assets that you can use for free in this demo game. Remember, it's a 2D game, so I provided 2D assets, but you can go ahead and add any type of assets or make it any type of game like 3D, top-down, whatever. You can find the steps as well as the download links to these assets in the description box below. I just want to leave you on a general reminder that you're doing the best that you can, and every step that you take towards learning is a good step. You might get overwhelmed, you might freak out and think you're not meant for this, but the main thing is to just keep going. Let me know in the comments below tips that usually work for you or steps that you take when you learn anything new, whether it be game development or programming or anything really. And yeah, maybe one of those steps will have to be amended to this list. That's all for me, so until next time, bye!